I'm an adult. I can handle this.
To another episode of the 7 Cities One Mic podcast. We doing big things, man. Look, we got almost a brand new panel up here. Can I come again? Because if y'all didn't know, it's hard getting 5 people up here to record this podcast. Straight up. And I thank y'all for coming through.
Absolutely.
Anything I can do to accommodate y'all let me know. Seriously, y'all know anytime y'all come through, it's drinks on me. We record every Thursday. From 6 to 9. We got to be done by 9 because they having their party, and that's the whole purpose of happy hour, the kickstart, the night party, for that reason. But like I said, every Thursday from 6 to 9, right here at Serenity 5. It's $2 top shelf. You come through, hop on the podcast, drinks on me, bro. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop over to the pregame part of the show. What we're gonna be talking about today, I believe it is Claressa Shields. So Claressa Shields said she's submissive to her man, right? But if we're being real, that word alone triggers people. So let's talk about what that even means today, because everybody wants love, but nobody wants to lose control, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So, anyone want to start? Well, I'll put it out there. A lot of people don't even know what submit. I really don't have a good understanding of what submissive means. So I mean, I think I do, but I just want to do it just for the camera, all right?
All right, go ahead.
But in between that, y'all give me y'all input on that.
All right, cool. Let me go ahead then.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, like you said, people get triggered by that word and act like it's some slave stuff or it's something bad. But in reality, submission is a beautiful thing. You submitting to the will of family, the will of God, or the will of things like submission.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, right? Long as it's a mutual relationship and both people are happy and understand what it means. People be looking from the outside in and being like, "Oh, submissive is bad. She is submissive wife." I think they got it twisted.
Yeah, I say just from the Claressa Shields situation, I think the biggest thing about it is people don't have a good understanding of what submission is.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say it, it's like, yo, bro, she's basically the breadwinner. She's Claressa Shields. She the GWOAT, greatest woman of all time.
I mean, some would say Layla Ali is the best female fighter ever.
Yeah, allegedly. So,
but for current day, she definitely the
absolutely.
But yeah, but I'm looking at the definition right now, right? It says, this is what Google said. This is straight from Google, not from ChatGPT. It says submission looks like respecting your husband's point of view. It means humbly sharing your opinion with him. It means not invalidating him, especially in front of others. It means trusting his decision as a leader while feeling empowered to give your own point of view. See, I don't want to go. Well,
I think that definition itself, it's like a two-edged sword, because a lot of people get honed into words of wife, husband. These are also trigger words in today's society because relationships look very different nowadays, right? Me and my husband are very traditional, husband and wife, and I feel like family and all that is very different from what today's community is speaking of.
Right.
But submission goes both ways. And a lot of people use that word submission with the woman. And yes, a woman should be submissive to the right person, but a man also becomes submissive when he's with the right woman, if that makes sense. You don't agree with that?
No.
So you saying a man supposed to submit to what?
No.
I told you.
I think
we live.
she got that all.
Speak to the mic.
What she said.
Yeah, let's.
Not what she said.
That's not what I said.
But that's why wordplay matters, though.
Right.
Because everybody wants to try to play devil's advocate or make it nice. Where in reality, if we be honest, me and her been together for 18 years, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, I got clap for that.
Since
18 years.
old. We don't play the word game of like, you also submissive because I'm not in reality of it. I'm very, so how would I be submissive? I'm very much.
Cut the camera to them.
No, I'm the man of the house.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, what I say goes. Like, so when we speak into the public and trying to talk to people, sometimes we want to be nice and play and don't play the word game. Like, oh,
Not a
but
fan,
also
but
this and
anybody.
that. And it's like, let's just be honest. We don't play those games. You know, does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
It may be a different word for what she's trying to describe, but
Right.
I get what she's saying though. I definitely get what she's saying.
One thing about it is,
I ain't want to make that nervous. Man, I ain't want to make you nervous. That made you nervous, and she stopped talking.
Didn't. No,
Dang,
no, I
man.
did.
Yo, she got a lot. She got a lot of good stuff to
I
say, y'all.
believe her.
I was happy. I was hyped to see you come back. I want to hear more what you had to say. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, T-Max.
one thing about it is sometimes people make it problematic in terms of the semantics, as they were saying, because submissive, some people think also means overly permissive, and it doesn't. What it means is that you both understand what you both bring to the relationship and how you understand each other in communication, finance, and most importantly, love and respect for each other. That's what facilitates a working relationship where both people understand what they're trying to do. You cannot have a situation where you have two individuals with masculine energy trying to dominate. That's not going to work.
All right.
If we get into the biblical spiritual perspective, man is ordained by God to lead. But I've also said this conversely speaking too, and this is where some people have to understand it. A lot of men want women to submit off of the meritocracy of their male status, but gender you're born at does not necessarily make you a leader in that regard. More than
Right.
anything, if the man cannot bring instruction to the woman for the reason that she should be submissive, it's going to be nothing but destruction. And that is something that has to be emphasized without scrutinization. I think when we understand I think is once we get to the place where everybody understands what people bring and how you both understand you're in something loving, compassionate, and full of trust, ideally, submissive is not surrendering. It's not like the Iron Sheik putting you in the cobra clutch. It's you both are tender for each other in terms of how you both are able to work out any disagreements or anything in that capacity.
See, and just me reading this definition, since y'all been talking, I've been massaging and digesting it. It's really come down to respect. All the men on the panel. I think that's like the biggest thing for me. I mean, besides sex, probably. I mean, like, yo, respect me, bro.
Absolutely.
They respect me. So, and like a lot of times, I don't think that they have a good understanding of what disrespect is to us, because a lot of times we focus on what's disrespectful to them. But and just going further in this definition is like humbly sharing your opinion with him, humbly sharing it. A lot of times when I want to speak for a lot of people, but a lot of times when I come across, they don't humbly share their opinion. It's more or less like you're a fool. They talk over you, talk down on you, downplay you, whatever. Nah, respect me. Eventually, we come together. A lot of times it's not about this so Disney fairy tale perspective. I think we get lost in that. It's about we got duty. We got shit we got to do.
Yeah.
And it ain't about if I love her. No, I love her because she do what she got to do for the family, and she keep me right, and I keep her right in response to that. And once you do that, everything is good. But again, the underlying thing that I see here is just the respect, especially in front of other people.
And that's why I say the word things like with me and my wife, we realize a lot in front of other people. Sometimes because I'm such a strong character, and she has this femininity that's very strong though, right? Not masculine, but a strong femininity. So sometimes people take that and they'll look and say, "Oh, that he's controlling," or "She's submissive," and it's like, no, we have a very good masculine feminine.
But let's
balance.
talk about that. Now, don't that shit make you feel good, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I had this conversation the other day. A lot of the women that we come across over here in the West, America, whatever, right? They really roughnecks. So when you meet somebody from across the water, it's kind of like it's a breath of fresh air, which is funny because at the end of the day, they still feminine. That's the thing. We don't get the femininity.
Right.
I mean, but once you take the feminine, they still basically the same. It's still a woman. It's still the same issue. But the thing is, it's just like that the jab from the needle doesn't sting as hard. I mean, we're dealing with those type of women, and I don't think women understand that.
Right.
Femininity is big, bro. It's like,
There's a lot of power in being feminine.
And
that soft, being soft like that. I'm gonna find that saying. It's something like that's a woman's power.
Yes.
Like when she's like resting her femininity, like she, oh, save me. And guess what? Someone, I got
Everybody
you.
gonna run in there. Yeah.
I mean, that's
That
where your
damsel in
power at.
distress.
It's-
You
it,
just
it
start throwing.
allows to be the man in the situation where the masculine energy and the feminine energy are in full alignment. When you have and this is a disclaimer, this is not about trying to be sexist or disrespecting our level of our part of geography in terms of the Western world. But when you have upbringings in the Middle East, Africa, South America, you look at how women are raised to be wives in terms of understanding how to cater to their man at certain levels. Catering does not mean slavery. It
Yeah.
means understanding your feminine energy, your role as the woman, the mother, the maternal figure that stabilizes. The man is the provider, but the woman is the fulcrum in terms of stabilizing the foundation for what it is. What you were saying earlier, Harpo, and I want to touch on that for a
Go
second
ahead,
too.
go ahead.
When you're dealing with the aggressive articulation, that does not add to the equation. It subtracts the substance and the structure. It corrodes rather than effectively communicates. And a lot of women out there, and it's not all, of course, because we're not painting this with a broad brush like Picasso trying to make art with it. What it is that there's this misconception for the strong woman, which you can be bold, beautiful, strong, and courageous, but you do not have to be disrespectful and aggressive. And some women look at that type of a communication aspect as being empowering.
Yeah.
It's not empowering when you're trying to be the man.
It's a deterrent. Actually.
Yes, it's a deterrent. Absolutely.
Like, because like, who want to sleep with another dude? Like, come on.
Right. You know what
Well,
I'm
look,
saying?
but I'm gonna say this before we get off this, right? Because this is the pregame, right? Well, I'm just saying, as I'm reading the last part of the definition, it means trusting his decision as a leader while feeling empowered to give your own point of view. My thing is that if you basically, if you don't get down with his plan, or you don't respect him, or you see him as like an idiot, or he's dumb, or whatever the fuck, you can't. There's no way that's gonna work. You know what I mean, that's basically what that's saying to me.
Absolutely.
Like, so but a lot of times, a conversation I had this week too. Is it true? I don't want to do this. I want to get off. I want to get off a tangent.
It's okay.
But
Spontaneous is good.
But like, is it true that a lot of women like they prefer like a dude that's a little dumber than them?
No, I
No,
don't.
Like,
no,
so
no,
but
no,
listen
hit
to
the
my
button
reason.
on that.
Hold on, listen to my reason.
No,
Listen to my reasoning. It's not my point. It was just
I know, I
it was a
understand, but I'm
conversation
just
we're
telling you,
having.
hit the button on
'Cause
that.
think about it, it would be easier to manipulate him.
No. No. Why
Fellas,
would
what
I
y'all
wanna
think?
do that?
I don't think so at all. I
No.
think that when we get into semantics again, sometimes a woman don't want to admit that she wants to be submissive. So then they go and if they talk to another girl, they'll go, "Yeah, no,
I don't want to think for
that."
myself. I don't want to do it for myself. I want you to figure it out. I don't want to make the decisions. Yes,
I agree with
yes,
that.
yeah.
Smart.
They don't. Yes,
Exactly.
I want
So-
you to do it.
A woman dealing with a man who's dumber than her is bringing her into that masculine. She would have to
She has
step
to
into
figure
that
it
role.
out.
She would have to be, I got to protect myself.
And that's what
He's
I'm
too
saying.
Dumb. He had too many drinks. Now he wild.
Now you get into what we was talking
Now
about.
now I got to be protective. Now I got to make sure I'm not about to get beat up.
And
Now
that's
gotta
why I
make sure-
say
We
I'm
get
sorry.
home safe.
That's
and
why-
I make sure we get to the car, and I gotta make sure we make it in.
Boom.
And I gotta make sure. So yeah, then
And
I
that was-
definitely
It's a lot of work.
get stronger. Than
that was my
yeah.
argument. My argument was that's why we get a lot of these masculine women, because a lot of times, whether women realize it or not, they are going for I'm saying, when I say dumber, I'm for lack of better terms. You know what I'm saying? But someone that's easy to play a mind game and pull a sheet wool over his eyes. You know what I'm saying?
It's ignorance disguised as alpha male energy, and that's what a lot of women fall
And then
for.
therefore that right there, like y'all said, that will bring out the masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So but what I'm gonna dive deeper than that, get a better topic next time. All right, so we could talk about that a little more. But the next one, the first topic after the pregame we got here is: does a man lose leadership when his woman is more successful?
No.
No,
No, I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
no.
No.
A woman, one thing about it in society is that we know things can happen at any point. For a woman to have an acumen that is empowered in education, academia, and achievements, it is an addition because she understands first and foremost that she has taken the reins to basically empower herself with the knowledge necessary to take care. Because in order to be right for someone, you have to have the requisite intelligence and abilities to take care of yourself, which facilitates the right person to come in where you both can come together and cultivate, create, construct, and erect something that is monumental.
Yeah.
We are never going to, myself as a man, I'm never going to down my woman for chasing her passions, to be proactive in her actions, and to most importantly, be successful and to be accomplished
Right.
in achieving what she's trying to do.
I'm glad you said that because just earlier today, I'm always watching YouTube videos. And apparently the guy said the woman's role is to be a helpmate. I'm gonna say that and walk away. What y'all think about that?
A what?
A woman's role is to be a helpmate.
Well, what type of help does he need to begin with?
Now,
Like clean, cook, and that's it.
help. I mean, okay,
Help.
that's
Like
that's
a
it. That's the
maid?
stereotypical thing right there. I like to always point to a business because a lot of guys are entrepreneurial, right? And
Okay.
I use my podcast for example, right? This is basically a business, right? If your man is out here starting a podcast, right? Like as a helpmate, you should be trying to learn video editing, social media marketing, videography. You name it. You know what I'm saying? And try to help that family business. If your man was a shoe salesman, shit, you should learn how to shine some shoes or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Help that
That's
business
what we
going
went
on.
through earlier, right? So me and my wife have a podcast called. Our podcast is called Family Business because we look at it like this. Our relationship is also a business, right? Somebody's the business owner, the CEO. Somebody is right under it, managing it. But together, we benefit from running this business in a way
Right.
that benefits us all. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a family. It's a husband and wife, but it's a business at the end of the day.
Yes.
And somebody has to be the
That's
leader.
what I mean. So when you said, so I hear that a lot when they say that we had that conversation on the last podcast. We was talking about, well, is it selfish when she goes off and chases her career? Well, I say it depends on the scenario and situation. You know what I'm saying? So if your man really has something going on and you really down with this program, I don't see why not. But I mean, unless you, it's within reason. If she was a brain surgeon and shit, I mean, we need more of those. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like, I'm not
of
going.
course.
Hey, stop doing that. Come over and help with this shoe business. Nah, But but it's still it's there to help the guy. Think about it. I'm just saying, like stereotypically from in the black community, we just don't do that. Like, a lot of the women looking at dudes like they waiting for him at the finish line. Well, meanwhile, you got the Indians. Get the Arabs, Indian Arab, whatever. You got the
Puerto
Chinese,
Ricans, Puerto Ricans,
everybody.
Asians, yeah.
All of them, you see them, they helping them. But now I can't make this shit up. I had a moving company a couple years ago, yo, and it was a lady. She's in there doing the floors. Up. I was like, yo, in the world. I mean, but still, her man is in the contractor business. Like she's in there with him. It was
If
like
he succeeds, she succeeds. The family
the
succeeds.
family succeed. That's about that legacy.
Absolutely. But and that's why we talk about the word submissive, right? Nobody's going to get mad if the husband is the business owner or CEO and then be like, well, why don't you also be called the CEO? And she's like, no, I manage. I manage. I'm the manager. Right, so when somebody has to be the boss, but people get mad at the semantics of the word,
Right.
and they try to play with the words and stuff. Like somebody got to be the boss, and like you saying with the.
So I guess when I was referencing that we're both submissive, I don't say it in the same aspect of we do it in the same way, right? Because as a man, when you're building something with a partner or another woman, you have to, in a sense, submit your finances, right? You have to submit your seed, right? Because you're giving that woman your child to raise, to teach, to grow. Like there's different ways that men submit to the right woman, and I don't mean it in a way of let me rub your feet and let me make you the queen and make you the
it's
boss.
definitely triggering.
I think that when I'm speaking of submission from a man's aspect, I'm speaking in a different aspect. But I guess maybe I just
No,
that's
but
my
that's what we say.
perspective.
The word.
That's why I said it was
It's
just
a
like
word that
word.
matters.
Yeah.
It's a different word. but
Yeah,
I don't
the
think it is a
perspective
word.
I was about to
matters.
say,
Yeah.
I think that that's if anything we point out here, we realizing here is that like the importance of communication. Like you can't. How can you be in a relationship with anybody that you can't communicate with?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So
Clarification
so
matters.
even if y'all trying to say the same thing,
Yes.
but for the lack
I'm
of better
also not
words,
as smart as she actually like intellectually.
But
more
even then,
sound,
it's
I'll just be like,
if you understand keyword research, it's a billion different ways to say one thing. You know what I'm saying? So just because you saying it another way and that word is triggering, it's just like, as long as y'all communicate, y'all understand it, it worked out. It was beautiful. We seen it right on camera. We're like, I ain't submissive. And she was like, well, maybe you're all right, dear.
I'm not saying that way, honey.
I think most importantly, the operative
Yes,
word
you are.
is. I think for most important thing to make it be less problematic, the operative word is support.
Yes.
Because people have
Yes.
because you have to have a person who in support understands how to read the room. I think once again we have there is to me no other greater example than Keisha Kayor and Gucci Mane with the recent interview they did
We talked about
when
that
they were
yesterday.
talking about how,
Yeah.
especially, and shameless plug, if you have not picked up Gucci's new book, Gucci Mane Episodes, co-written with Kathy Iandoli, y'all need to check it out.
Okay.
Because Gucci talks about the situations in terms of how Keisha has come through for him. They talked about it on the podcast, on the show, where Keisha would say was his recent diagnosis of schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, all the other mental ailments that he's had, how she is able to intervene when he has those episodes. That's called support in the most pertinent way in terms of making sure that where he may be on the edge at times, that he does not go off the cliff. That is essential in terms of a healthy relationship, in terms of what husband and wife should be in stability.
No, absolutely,
I agree.
absolutely.
And so with that, let's move on to the next topic. 'Cause that was good right there because I was looking at that. I haven't actually seen that interview yet, but I'm gonna go watch
snippets
that.
of it.
Check the book
Right.
out. The book is excellent. Check the book
Oh yeah,
out.
all right. So but right now let's do this one. Okay, do women want traditional men but modern benefits? Ooh. Hey, speak up, man. It's about our time to talk, man. Talk to them, man.
It depends who you talk
I think they do. Straight up.
What are modern benefits?
They want their ass out. I mean, they want to be like dudes. I'm being extra facetious with this, but still.
But you talking about those non-traditional? Like
What are
I want to.
modern benefits?
I call it
Bill pay and all of that.
ratchet behavior.
Well, I say, back in the day, back in my day, it was like they ain't have like social media. You know what I mean, so
Right.
The modern benefits is that they basically selling themselves. You know what I'm saying? You up there, every picture's up there. You pouting at the camera. You know what I
The
mean?
duck lips and all of
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you showing all your cleavage and stuff.
Them
And
two
I seen this video today. They're talking about like, who was it? I think it was what's your boy? 5150. What's his name?
Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb. He said they get no, it was Charleston White actually.
Oh,
Charleston White. He said getting to the point where they know the females not even taking pictures straight up no more. They gotta show their ass in there.
Everything.
That type shit. So and like these are the modern benefits. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it wasn't so much. First of all, it was frowned upon to do that stuff. But now, these dudes, like we forced to deal with it. It's like, yo, yeah, she walk out here with her cheeks out. Yeah, she going to the club 3 a.m. Yeah, she doing that. She got her Instagram popping. Yeah, she on TikTok, and she got her OnlyFans for the money because she need the bread because you ain't making enough.
Yeah.
I could go on. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? But let me press this though. I blame the guys right now.
That was
Talk to
me.
him.
I blame the guys because
Uh-oh.
you got to demand some type of respect. Like, well, I'm not going for that type of woman. Now, if you thirsting and liking every pic of the girls with the assy not classy, that's what they're gonna
Yes.
do. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And it's the same with a lot of women. If you go with the guys who doing the most, sagging the pants, ain't taking care of themselves, that's what people gonna start aspiring to be because that's who gets attention. So for the guys, if we say I don't want that type of woman, don't give her that attention. Then
Absolutely.
stop doing it.
One thing
Yeah.
about there has to be a standard that is maintained.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is, some women will try to present themselves as spicy, but there's no substance, which really makes them bland in flavor all over.
Yeah.
When you are looking
Ooh,
at
I like that. Yeah, you're right.
when the
They be
thing
faking.
is, as a happily heterosexual man, there are certain things that I love. I love big titties. I love big ass. That's just my thing. But my thing is, do you have big intelligence? Do you have big
Type shit.
ambitions?
Type
Do you
shit.
have big goals?
Because I'm a man first. That's what attract me.
And the
I'm
thing
sorry.
is, it's like this. I'm gonna come.
well, actually,
But
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna come for what I'm visually appealed by.
Right.
But I'm gonna stay for the positive vibes that you encompass and what you can surround me with. I want something. I'm here for the long time. if the good time is the reason I need to stay forever time.
I'm glad you said that because shout out to my reserved, conservative females. You know what I'm saying? Because they the ones I like. You know ones where it's a bartender work here, right? She knows she got a body, right? She wear this long ass sweater. I mean, I love shit like that. I mean, they are the pictures that I like.
Right.
I go. Oh, I like that in your little show, looking all reserved. I promise, as a dude, you understand it. You see what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But like, it is our fault for going but for one, it's our fault for like entertaining it and promoting it. You know what I'm saying? But also, even then, they're still gonna do it. You know why? Because they know that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? So
there's nothing wrong in terms of because that's the law of attraction in the physical sense. Because there's nothing wrong with using the goods and or accoutrements that you have that are going to bring about a certain allure. Now the thing is, what do you have behind that? What my man was saying about how guys entertain it, we got to call it out what it is too. Trick culture, in terms of paying with the promise of hopefully promise of something in return. No, because as a man, you have to understand where you are in terms of not being swayed. Because if you are going to let yourself be led by any road of what you think is prosperity in terms of the pretty, you might run into a dead end of dead ass danger because you don't know how to slow down and how to swerve off and hit that pit stop when you know it's going to be a dead stop.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you know what? I say this about like dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
People, all right, let's put it this way. If you are overindulging in lustful things, you're going to get the wrong, you're going to attract the wrong thing.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Like,
the law of attraction.
If I'm trying to attract what I want, or do you want a wife or do you want somebody for the night?
A buzz down.
Right? So if you keep on going after these bust downs, you're going to get some bust downs. But you ain't going to be the only one busting it down. Right? So you got to go for what you want. When you see that lady and say, wow, she carries herself
what
nice.
you need.
She walked in, nails done, heels on, taking care of herself.
That attracts me too.
Right. It's nice and covered up, but you like, okay, I could see
I love that
there.
Man.
That
matters.
The curiosity of what's underneath.
Right. It matters. So people got to know what they're looking for in the first place.
And understand that, like, a dude will knock you down, but that don't mean that he gonna wife you.
Right.
Understand that?
That's true.
I mean, a lot of times you meet a female, you get in one or two categories. I'm gonna knock you down, or I'm gonna wife you. Just know that, and it's up to you to help him determine what category to put you in. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, we got women like that. They love just like.
Because they
selling.
They equate the getting
attention
to being attractive.
Value.
And I'm like, that's different. You're not going to attract what
just because
you really want.
Just because a dude will stick his penis in you don't mean that he going to keep you around for a long time. Like, and I know that for a fact. I mean, because
it's like this. You might be that trampoline on a workout plan, but you're not going to be that one that he going to commit to in terms of that long term.
Yeah. And we got to do a good job as men to let other men and even young men know, like, hey, this is what we need to be looking for in this culture, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we should be looking to marry.
We shouldn't be out here paying for the cat, bro.
And that's where leadership matters, right? Because, like you said, there is a lot of confusion when it comes to men and women.
Absolutely.
And like you said, the lack of men who, or maybe the overabundance of men who normalize the sexualization of women who expose themselves more. You have to bring forth that man who's like, no, I like the sexuality of a covered woman or a beautiful feminine woman who walks and she graces the room with her femininity. That's sexually attractive as well, right? Like you
Can
said.
I interject there? Mm-hmm. But see, that's why I blame mainstream media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, a lot of it is our fault.
But who's the leader? The men, right?
Right.
Yep.
But what we see, but a lot of times what we see is what we follow. So and then the men start in the beginning. Even when they had what's that the Nelly video, the
tip drill
type shit.
Tip drill for
they
2002.
That, so can you be mad that the females like, oh my God, that's what they like? And then 20 years later, this is what we dealing with. Can you really be mad? I
I
mean,
can
but
be mad because the man is the leader, and the man should assert his leadership by presenting himself more to the
right. But
forefront,
also,
right?
if you want to go into that goes into a different conversation because a lot of those times these people are coming from, like, I ain't say poverty, but they trying to get that, they coming out trying to get it out the mud. So they throw these contracts that way just to rap about big screen TVs, blunts, 40s, and bitches. You know what I mean, what they gonna do it? They gonna rap about it.
Right, they're looking for attention. It's an attention economy. So if the big booty, you know what I'm saying, if that sells, then you gonna sell it.
But that's where we got some rappers that is conscious. They were like, bro, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, they actresses. They will not take scripts if it's based on it's put in a certain perspective. That's where I think the responsibility comes at because like, it's a system. I get what you're saying. It's the men, but understand it's the men and women that are living in the system. So we have to combat the system first and make better decisions.
Yes,
because
look, and I say, and this, so I say it overall. A lot of times we start blaming men or women, like it becomes a sexual division.
Yeah.
Right. But as a man, I take it as if I'm gonna be a leader and I want you to say you're submissive to me or you should be, then I got to take responsibility when society is failing.
Yeah.
Because I'm the leader of society, correct?
Yeah.
If I want that leadership style, I got to say, okay,
you got to set the tone.
We got to set
Definitely.
the tone. So young men, if young men aren't following leaders, it's that's the old man's fault. You get what I'm saying? So I think that conversation has to be had to where it's like, yo, you want to be the boss? You want to be leader, masculine? Hey, let's get together as men to control that part of the culture, right? We shouldn't allow drug dealing culture to be acceptable or
that sounds real good.
Yeah.
Like it sounds real Umar Johnson is, right?
It does.
But what I'm saying is, but the real harsh truth is like, yo, like that's a slippery slope to try to fight,
It
man.
is.
Like
It is.
that big engine of like what's I lost the word in my head. It's fucking
that systemic factor. It's more.
I think
how my mind go blank like that? I'm talking about with the
Harpo,
TV, television,
interject on me when it
program, social media programming and all that.
It's hard to combat that.
But when we look at that video, and y'all made a great touch on, because when we look at that Nelly video from 2002 with Tip Drill and how that was huge for the time because we had never seen anything like that in terms of that explicitness outside of 2 Live Crew. I'm 47 years old, so I lived through all of that era. 2 Live Crew, NWA, all the gangster rap and all. But we looked at that as entertainment, not necessarily to be taken seriously from a perspective of that is how we approached it. What we're having now is a delineation and pretty much a discernment of what people are trying to apply in entertainment and trying to put into real life. The video, I wasn't the biggest fan of Nelly, but I thought that was a bomb-ass video when it dropped.
Yeah, but hindsight, and like I said, I was young back then. I loved it.
Yeah,
but now that I'm older, it's kind of crazy.
I was like, this is over 20 years ago.
So,
we were like,
but with that being said, let me before I get off this topic, right? It's one talking point I want to put up here. Mm-hmm. It says, all right. So it says that surveys show that 68% of women prefer to be providers. I'm sorry. Surveys show that 68% of women prefer men be providers, even if they earn equal or higher income. Y'all heard that?
I hear that.
I agree.
I look, and when I hear the word provider, though, right, a lot of people get mixed up, and they think it means dollar amount.
It's emotional as well.
But provider means I provide the bulk of the provisions, right? So security, you talking about security,
the planning,
and everything,
planning.
Like she don't got to worry about that. Like I always joke,
you said that earlier. You funny. Well, she ain't bad.
She did. She said she didn't want to think.
She ain't want to think about nothing.
I don't want to think either. I don't want to think about what Bill was
This
due.
is what we're gonna do. This
Like
is
I
what
always
we're
make
gonna
this.
do. This is what needs to be done. I want you. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, cool.
And I feel for y'all because I'm not that type of dude, right? I'm thankful because my father was just like that. It's a lot of dudes who's like that, but he'll work. He'll go to work, make the money. He'll just drop it off to my mom, and my mom would pay the bills and do all that. And I think that's where it's going by the wayside right there.
And that's where the money doesn't matter.
No. It's
That's why I
about.
say it doesn't
No.
matter because I still have to figure it all out. Like you're just giving it to me, but it's like, hey, you just
I know, but when
you figure it out.
it'll feel a whole lot better if you knew that he had the.
But did your mom
The gumption
did your
to do
mom
it,
work?
so-
Did your mom work at all?
Yeah,
or was
yeah,
she
she
was a
worked.
stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, she
Okay,
worked.
she
Everybody
worked.
worked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Once-
and
And then stay at home, I get it. If you stay at
Yeah.
home, I feel like I can.
Yeah, I got the time
You
to
have
do
the plan. You
that.
have the plan. So if
Yeah.
I just give you you haven't figured out. You have
yeah.
time to figure it
But
out.
see, I'm big into the fact that, man, like, yo, you should. First of all, I don't believe you shouldn't be talking about it that can't manage their own finances. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't really have that going, like, and you actually let him stick some in you, or you go inside of her, that's irresponsible to say the least.
But what?
I think every household is very different. So when we're
It's very
talking
di- yeah.
about providing,
Case to case,
it
yeah.
could be like, hey, maybe I make all the money, but you deal with everything else and you provide in a different sense. Or maybe, the woman's just, vice versa. The woman's a stay-at-home mom, you make all the money, and I divvy in where everything goes as far as financial. Like, the providing is very different in each household.
Yeah,
if that
like
makes
I
sense.
said, it's case
a
by case.
balance. Yeah, it's case by case. But
Because what works for y'all
day,
might not work for somebody else, and vice versa.
But one
You
thing
hear
about
people,
one thing about it is in terms of the finance. Finance helps facilitate the romance. Once again, we got to reference Keisha and Gucci. Keisha said, and I don't know why she caught a whole bunch of flack for this, because this is the epitome of queen behavior in terms of
you?
in terms of how she maintains the kingdom. She says all Gucci has to do is just make the music, and I take care of home. In terms of he makes the money and I look after everything else. I'm like, and I reference that because she not only by her actions
Again, look
of
at here, boy.
authenticity, by her actions of authentic interest and care, she has earned that trust and the title of regal royalty in terms of being recognized as what a woman should be, in terms of how she understands what's going on in the home, how she supports her husband. Contributions are not always monetary. Sometimes it's emotional.
Right.
Sometimes, like I said, being able to read the room, it's understanding just the little it factor.
And that was the biggest. That was the biggest thing that I like that y'all pointed out for. That's why I said that right here. Cause a lot of times people think that providing means like monetary, even though in 2025 in this capitalistic society, providing does.
Yeah, I mean, it is money. It all comes down to money. It does. I mean, we're not going to say it don't matter, but it does.
Yeah, but
sometimes you get on
But
these
it's more than that.
podcasts and some people talk and they be like, I make 75, you make 72, and you think like we're competing or comparing.
I see it like this. Like you you might provide emotional stability and like some kind. You provide like financial stability, meaning not necessarily the money, but you helping her out or she helping you out. You know what I mean? You like with your finances, y'all getting better, y'all progressing. That's why I think that's the whole like the purpose of a good relationship anyway. It's for like to progress. You know what I'm saying? Right. If I'm doing good and I'm doing good without you, you know what I'm saying? Imagine what we do the good together.
I think to piggy off of what everybody is saying is playing off of and placating off of the strengths and weaknesses of that relationship, right? So what's your strength and weakness as the man, and what's the strength and weakness of the woman? And that's how you kind of go about in your relationship, who does what, and how do you balance that in a relationship.
At the end of the day, it's not competition.
It's not.
It's
not.
It's a coalescence of cooperation.
I'm glad you said that because before we go to this, we about to move on to the final point, right? We had 4 topics. I just cut it down to 3. Y'all didn't know that until I told y'all. But look, with that being said, I don't want to go off into this, but I just heard this before, and I thought it was interesting. A lot of times, the INDEPENDENC, you know what I mean?
Was saying,
but it's not independence, it's interdependence. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's the fact that, man, like, yeah, we depend on each other to
Right.
get shit going. I mean, it's the duty. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and move to this last topic. The last topic right here, says that. Let me see 1 second. Okay. When the cameras are off, who really has the final say?
I'm gonna look to my right and just and when the cameras is
I don't want.
I mean, on and off, it should be the same.
yeah, but who really like answer the question.
So and like what's it? So studies show So shared decision making predicts relationship longevity better than head of household setups.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny that this is what statistics say. I was looking at you when I said this, but like, yo, this is what statistics say, and it's crazy. This is how I feel. That's why I feel I'm an advocate for this whole case by case thing. Don't let the world, society tell you how you should work. But look, if it's working, let it go. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times you'll meet somebody, and just because it ain't how you thought it was going in your head, you talk yourself out of a good situation. Nah, man, I understand what you're dealing with.
But if I understand the question correctly, it's saying, you know how sometimes you'll speak to a couple and they be like, all right, who really run the house?
Right. That's what that was.
Yeah. And nah, look, that's why I said I'm gonna look and just ask my wife, what do you
I mean,
think?
he run the house, right?
And then, you know, it's completely ironic, America. I did not know that I was gonna have a couple on this panel, so this question was kind of ironic as hell. God is a funny dude. But seriously, like, it's relevant as hell. Like, we got a married couple on here and ask who has a final say. But I really think that it's case by case and what works for you.
I mean, he'll bring me into counsel, like if it's a big decision or so. But I mean, at the end of the day, ultimately, I feel like he runs the house. And if I have an opinion on something, maybe I don't agree or whatever, I let him make the decision. And if I trust in him enough to say that the decision he makes is going to benefit both of us.
Do y'all feel that online personas often exaggerate the gender roles that
Absolutely.
often don't
Absolutely.
even exist?
Yes.
You know what I find is that when things work, really, it's kind of, it's just a natural, it's a natural thing. It's like, this is how we really act.
And you ain't know it's gonna work like that. Ain't nobody really tell you gonna do it, like, but it's working.
It works.
And
But
we
then
just doing it.
When you start to go online, sometimes you take and be like, well, I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. So we start like downplaying the way roles really are.
Trying to create this little Disney-esque.
And it's like,
thing.
it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's always been, this man and this woman doing that thing, and it works that way. But we're trying to create a new tradition, a new society, and it's like that.
Thus, that's kind of the gist of this podcast. 'Cause I wanted it to be. So what if what I'm thinking is asinine? Okay, but let's conversate about it. Help me get there. Maybe I can help you understand, or you help me get there. You know what I'm saying? Conversation and communication go a long way. And that is needed, especially in 2025. Because if y'all agree, the dating pool definitely has piss in it.
If I had to start right now, I don't know what I'll do.
Look, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, Fukushima, all types of toxicity and nuclear reactions behind it.
Yeah.
But what y'all talking about in terms of what people broadcast online, that's how, program interference comes in to disrupt show program. Certain things don't necessarily need to have a live studio audience. What y'all do is y'all record in private and y'all press play in that same privacy, in that space of, y'all own studio. You don't let everybody into your space, period.
Absolutely. Your disagreements should be aired within the household. Right?
Y'all business ain't everybody business.
Exactly. Okay, so and I think we're gonna wrap this up, but like and we can early. So look, I'm going off the cuff right now, right? Just do a little talk. Let's talk, because this all content now. So I just watched this documentary last night, right? Random as fuck. That's more like 5 o'clock in the morning. I should have been asleep getting ready for the podcast. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just be rapping into it. But this whole the porta potty Dubai shit is kind of interesting. Y'all heard it? It's a documentary on the BBC on YouTube. Look it up. It's called Death in Dubai. It's about the girls just going over there, aspiring to chase to these lives, whatever. They going on. They basically they getting tricked into prostitution, getting shitted on, pissed on.
Yeah.
And most shit. The yacht girl, the yachting.
I heard about that for years, but they
and old girl,
made a documentary on it.
Yeah, and old guy. It's called, huh?
What platform is it on?
It's on YouTube. It's a BBC. It's called Death in Dubai. I think the hashtag is porta potty Dubai or something like that. Cause they be having they pay them big money to shit and pissing their mouth and doing stuff like that.
Rich dudes
But
be getting
this story was crazy because old girl had went over there on some trying to be like this influence or whatever. The guy sold her a dream. When she got over there, she was in the house with a bunch of girls and said, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do that. And she left, and she ended up committing out of a tall building. It was kind of wild, but like I want to say, y'all just look that up because I didn't understand. I didn't really. That whole world was kind of like
But it's
the blinds.
all
I
of
didn't know it.
It's high stakes prostitution. We
Yeah,
just
that's
gotta call it for what it is. And the thing is,
That's basically what he said. Yep.
when we look at the elements in terms of the exaggerated images they put out there on social media, you have everybody trying to present themselves as a larger than life version of who they really are. And especially for our young ladies out there, and I implore them, there is more outside of having a pretty face. Please have some morals. Please have some substance. Please understand that chasing that bag might get you put in a body bag. All money ain't good money. And when you are looking at the elements, even on a smaller scale, when we look at chicks like Ruby Rose out here, how she talking about she can't find a good man, you know. But I'm like, but look what you put out there.
Yeah.
Now imagine multiplying that exponentially from a level of someone who's chasing money, celebrity at a higher scale with people who can actually pay it. But the thing is, do you understand that culture in the Middle East? Do you understand what goes on beyond the glamour and glitz in terms of these princes, these sheiks, where there is still a very defined and unimmovable object of male superiority and female submission?
It's definitely sad, and the story that I seen, I'm gonna close it up after this. All right, I'm gonna give y'all time to say what y'all gotta say, but it was so sad because like apparently they had went to the police over there, and I think in Uganda or Dubai, whatever. But apparently, and Dubai was like, "Well, you Africans always start in trouble. Leave us alone." Type
That's
shit.
how it is over there.
And then when they buried the lady, the lady from the BBC actually went out there to the where they buried her, and it was like they was construction and shit. It was sad. And the craziest part is the lady from the BBC, she doing all this research. She basically got in contact with that guy. And he basically like, no, I ain't doing nothing wrong, whatever. And he was real nonchalant about it, whatever. It's crazy. I implore y'all to go and look that up. It's called Death in Dubai. It's on YouTube. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for coming out today on this episode of Seven Cities One Mic podcast. Again, if y'all didn't know, we are recording here at Serenity 5 every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We talking about dating, relationships. Y'all came out today. I invite y'all to come out every Thursday. Any Thursdays y'all here available. As y'all know, it's hard getting these 5 people on this panel. So again, I appreciate y'all. Anything I could do to accommodate for y'all, let me know. All right.
Absolutely.
Again, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you notified the next time we dropping a new video. And before we get up out of here, I want y'all to we didn't introduce everybody. So everybody go around, introduce yourself, where they can find you at, and whatever you got. If you got anything going right now, this your time. Go.
What up, y'all? 2 up, 2 down, 757 Rosada, born and raised on the sea. This is T-Max, what it do, representing Off the Cuff Radio, as well as sitting in once again on Seven Cities Podcast with an illustrious, intelligent panel. Once again, thank you all so much.
All right. And your name, young lady?
I'm special. My
Special
name is
dog.
Special. Yes, that's the real name. My real name is
That's
Special.
not crazy. Your name is Spec Dog.
Yes, my Instagram is Spec Dog. My grandmother gave me that nickname.
I thought about what's Loke Dog from
yeah.
Don't Minute.
So my grandmother gave me that name though. Yeah, I'm 757 based. I'm a seamstress. I'm a custom designer.
Yes. I seen you do some dope stuff. Yeah, that was crazy. That was dope.
And
I
I
seen
need
that.
to update.
Yeah.
I need to get it updated. Yes, I do a lot.
Yo,
but,
you really did your own tattoo? That is wild, yo.
Oh, that's dope.
Yo, that was the wrong one. That's good. I don't know if y'all can't see that, but like that's real dope. That's Spinelli, right?
Yes.
Spinelli from Recess. That is crazy. She did it herself. That's wild. But like I said, if y'all want a tattoo, hit her up and Spec Dog on Instagram. She's a creative. She be doing like you got them plastic bins with beads and shit. No, you be doing everything.
Yes. Just anything I can get my hands on. Yes. Anything I can get my hands into. I'm gonna do.
I love that. And y'all too. Y'all want to talk together separately?
No.
Y'all, you want to talk separately, do y'all?
No,
I know.
Hey, I'll just plug real quick. I'm Rome the Ruler. Rome the Ruler on Instagram, YouTube. Got 2 podcasts, Family Business Podcast.
What's your
and
podcast
Cultural
name?
Development Podcast. So
It's,
we
what
got
it's called?
one called Family Business
Family business. I remember that
and one called the Cultural Development Podcast.
Okay, when I post this, I'm gonna try to collaborate with y'all.
Okay,
so y'all go.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever.
We'll link and do
And
it.
whenever I have, I'd love to be on y'all's.
Oh, we love to do it.
What's y'all niche? What y'all talk about?
We talk about relationships.
Oh,
Talk
basically
about
same thing.
relationship, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
stuff on ours, and then with the Cultural Development Podcast, I talk about with a friend of mine. We talk about the culture, how to develop the culture and move forward. Some of the problems that's going on, some of the politics, stuff like that. And we
Okay.
like to interview people in the community and the culture. And
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hey, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, my name is Kasani_RN. I'm a nurse.
Nurse saving lives.
I'm the one with I'm the one with the degree. But yeah, I'm his wife, and we got a podcast together. And I want to say thank you for having us.
Thank y'all for
Absolutely.
coming, man.
I didn't think I was gonna be on it today, but I appreciate it. And the hospitality, the scene, the
Anytime,
setting, everything is
anytime.
beautiful. So I do
Thank you,
appreciate
thank
it.
you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Looking forward to a partnership and collabing a lot.
Yes, yes. So, like I said, again, did I say this again? Oh, if I didn't, let me just shameless plug. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified the next time we dropping a new video. Understand, I work hard on trying to, I can say that. I don't even feel bad. I post, edit all this. I mean, I can't find nobody in the Philippines yet. God damn, it's on. I'm trying. I ain't know this whole, trying to hire people is crazy.
Hey man, we know some people,
That's a
man. We gotta
process.
if I could put a shameless plug. in.
Well, it's hard to beat $2.60 an hour. I mean, but,
For help with
but
editing and stuff, it definitely is hard to find that type.
but
of
it's the end of the segment. Again, every time I do this, I do not write this. So if I sound wax poetic, don't put it on me. I ain't do this. So it sounds like everybody wants peace, but only if it comes with power. Maybe the real game isn't who leads, it's who knows when to fall back. So with that being said, like I said, see y'all next time. Y'all be tuned.